few months ago, I put out a video talking about how we overconsume personal development and productivity books. And gang, wow, you really reacted. That video got more comments and more engagement than almost any video we've ever done. And the two main responses I got to that video were, number one, okay, if I should read fewer, then what are the ones that I actually should read? What do you recommend, Demir and Carrie? And second, you flooded us with your book recommendations. So in today's video, I'm going to cover both. I'm going to share a couple of the books that Carrie and I recommend, our favorite books, and why we love them. And better yet, I'm going to give you a framework for understanding which books you should be reading and which books you shouldn't. And then I'm going to tell you the books that you guys recommended to us just to reflect that back to you. Now, quick note before we get started, as usual, this video is sponsored by Lifehack Tribe. Stick around to the end of the video to learn how to get a week in Lifehack Tribe for just $1. Okay, let's dive in. Now, before we hop into any book recommendations, let's talk about the wrong way to consume personal development content. You cannot and you should not consume self-help content for the sake of consuming it or thinking that it's gonna give you clarity. Let me repeat that. Self-help content can be easily overconsumed and it will rob you of your sense of clarity. Gang, I get clients who just want to read every self-help book under the sun because some social media influencer recommended it to them. And I think that's missing the point big time because one, just because it helps somebody else doesn't mean it's going to help you because their problems might not be your problems. I mean, that sounds so obvious, but I'm just going to say it. And second, there's just something about over-consuming personal development content that is going to rob you of clarity, meaning the more personal development books you read, the more unclear you're going to be, not clear. Chronic self-improvement reading is like taking a random medicine without first asking yourself, do I even have the symptom? I mean, that is a great way to spend a lot of money and not get great results and frankly, just end up sad and confused. So if you're asking for productivity book recommendations from me, but you don't even know what the problem is that you'd like to address, then you have just skipped the most important step. So before you take another step, before you ask anything else, ask yourself this question. What is the number one thing that's holding you back from the next level of your productivity and performance? Gang, I know that sucks. It's like you're asking me a question, then I'm asking you a question back. But it's so crucial that you sit and really think about that question because once you know what the disease is, then you can ask yourself whether the medicine is the right medicine. Now, the good news is you don't have to start from scratch because Carrie and I have seen over and over again across thousands of clients similar symptoms. And so we've come up with something that we call the Lifehack approved reading list. And we've even made it a free downloadable cheat sheet. You can check that out in the description below. And it really is just simply a list of the common symptoms or problems that I see people coming in with and a corresponding book that will help you target that problem. The book I think nails it the best. Now that is a really long list, so I'm not gonna go into every single one here. I'm just gonna share maybe the top 3 most common symptoms in a corresponding book that I think can help you target that problem. But if you wanna see the full list, again, it's listed in the description. Click that link and get the PDF. Okay, first up, a lot of people come to me and the biggest problem that they have sounds like, I don't know what to prioritize, so I'm always getting pulled in every direction. If that's your situation, then I recommend that you read The One Thing by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan. And I've read this book, gang, seriously more than 10 times. It fundamentally changed the way that I operate on this planet Earth. I mean, it's that fundamental. So if you are having trouble getting clear on what you should do, or it feels like there's 10 things that you have to do now and you can't choose, dang, that book has the best framework out there to help you make those tough choices. Okay, next up, I also hear people say, Demir, I can't seem to stick with things to get great results. I know what I'm supposed to do, but I can't make myself do it. Well, then I recommend Grit by Angela Duckworth. Incredible book that will show you how to rewire your brain, challenge yourself to be able to stick to things much longer than you were able to in the past. Grit by Angela Duckworth. I also get people telling me, Demir, I'm just stuck in a rut. I've hit a plateau. I don't know how to break through to the next level. If that's the case, then I definitely recommend Mindset by Carol Dweck. Essentially, it explores the idea that what we think we're capable of determines what we actually are capable of. And it tells you how to create that growth mindset that helps you keep pushing through difficult times and find that next level, keep growing as an individual. Now, again, those are just a few of the top points on my list. There's a lot more. Click the link in the description for the whole PDF, but you can see how it works. Instead of saying, hey, here's the books you should read, I say, hey, if you have this problem, you should read this book. And that's how you should think about it too. Now, I want to share some of the books that you enthusiastically endorsed to us. These are coming from you. So many people mentioned the classic 4-Hour Workweek. I'm just a total productivity, personal development classic. And it was actually the first book that I read when I was at the beginning of the end of my career in corporate finance. Carrie read it right after me, and we were both like, holy crap, we can live a completely different life. Total game changer. Now, if you're smart, you're saying, well, Demir, you just told me not to read a book until I address the symptoms. So what symptom would this book alleviate? You're smart. Good question. The symptom that this addresses is, I'm not sure that I'm living the life that I'm meant to live, and I want to make a change. And if that sounds like you, then this is the right book. Another book you recommended was Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss and Tal Raz. And this book makes conversations, negotiations, and conflict so much easier to handle both at work and at home. And you gotta love that. Now, again, what's the symptom here? This book would be for somebody who might say, listen, Demir, I'm really bad at saying no and negotiating in my own self-interest. Well, then this would be the book for you. And of course, gang, you mentioned so many other books by David Allen, Brene Brown, James Clear, Cal Newport, but of course we don't have time to get into all of them. Okay, gang, one final warning. I want you to hold this information lightly. I do not want you to go out and read every book that we talked about or that's on my list. That defeats the whole purpose of this video. I really want you to first ask yourself, what ails me? What's holding me back? And then find the book, the best book that you think tackles that issue, that problem. Okay, gang, today's sponsor is Lifehack Tribe. Lifehack Tribe is a membership program that we've created for those of you who are feeling overwhelmed and overworked and disorganized. And each month, what we do is come together and host live calls, in-depth trainings, pre-planning sessions where we plan our weeks and our months together. We do coaching calls, so much more. In Tribe, what we're really doing is coming together to support each other, to break through to our highest levels of productivity so that we can go on to build the kind of life that nobody else gets to have. Now, we're offering our viewers a sweet deal right now. Sign up using the link in the description below and get the first week in Tribe for just $1. That gives you a chance to kick the tires and see if it's right for you. Now, if you're ready to get together, if you want to create a freedom lifestyle, then click the link in the description below. Now, gang, I want to hear from you. Have you read a book that actually legitimately changed your actions and the direction of your life? I want to know about it. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're obsessed with human potential and just living your best life like we are, consider subscribing to this channel and join us in our journey to complete lifestyle freedom. I'll see you in the next video, gang.